The murder of a beloved farmer considered a real-life cowboy has remained a mystery for 25 years.
Someone shot William Jr. Clapp in the back of the head at his farmhouse near Roberts, Wisconsin in 1993. Investigators told WCCO's Liz Collin how a land battle could help solve a case that's haunted a small town for decades.
There were always a million stories about Junior.
He loved nothing more than life on the farm, sporting a smile atop his stagecoach or pulling his sleigh that became a staple at events around Hudson in the 80s.
He's just a citizen of the community, and he was very kind to everyone.
Don Lenahan grew up just a few miles from William Clapp's sprawling farm, 600 acres you could see from I-94.
He owned land across the freeway, too.
The McVeys now own a fraction of what once belonged to Clapp.
So really everything that we can see was his.
Yes.
A lifelong bachelor, Clapp lived alone. He was known to be generous and would often lend money to farmers.
You couldn't even believe something like this would happen to him.
He felt that way on his land, that he couldn't be safer there, and to have something like this happen, it's really a tragedy.
Clapp left a church event that Saturday night. At 12:30 in the morning, he called his nearest neighbor to say he was in a bad way. When that neighbor got there, he found Clapp in his pajamas, slumped over his kitchen table.
They live approximately 3 miles away, and he had drove over there and found Mr. Clapp with a head injury.
Carrie Rose is the lead investigator on the case for the St. Croix County Sheriff's Office. When first responders got there, they didn't realize they were walking into a crime scene.
He had no enemies. You got a lot of traffic coming into a scene that is not secured because we're thinking it's a medical.
It's why by the time they discovered the 76-year-old had been shot, evidence was already lost. Too many emergency vehicles and crews had surrounded the farmhouse to distinguish tire tracks or footprints. But perhaps the most telling thing from the scene became the fact that nothing was taken.
Do you think whoever killed him knew him?
Yes, I do.
The shotgun used to kill Clapp has never been found.
Definitely cold-hearted. Somebody that just was out to get something.
The investigation has long focused on Clapp's land and his reluctance to let any of it go. Rose believes a lot more happened inside the farmhouse that night before Clapp's call for help.
I truly believe the person or persons involved in this are still alive.
To have somebody roaming around and you don't know who it is.
A killer who wanted a well-known cowboy dead. Liz Collin, WCCO 4 News.
Investigators conducted interviews in this case just a couple of weeks ago. If you know anything about what happened to William Clapp that night, you can call 715-381-4387. That number right here on your screen, 715-381-4387.
Technology stocks, which have been a major driving force for Wall Street this year, are now pulling the market down. It was another big sell-off yesterday. The Dow fell nearly 2%. Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google have seen their market value drop about $324 billion in the past 2 weeks. Investors are reacting to China's decision to impose tariffs on some 1,200 U.S. commodities. Minnesota is the #3 pork producer in the nation. Some local farmers are concerned about the impact a 25% Chinese tariff on U.S. pork.
We need stable prices. We do need good markets. It's important to us as farmers. And like I said earlier, it's important to businesses.
The tariffs mirror President Trump's 25% tariff on imported steel and 15% hike on aluminum.
Teenager rescued from a sewage pipe in Los Angeles says he prayed he wouldn't die. Jesse Hernandez spent more than 12 hours in the sewer. On Sunday, he had been playing with friends on top of an abandoned sewage maintenance building. When he fell down a hole, rescuers used specialized cameras attached to buoys to search the hundreds of feet of pipe. They were able to narrow down his location before they heard his cries for help. Firefighters used the hose from their truck to reel him up. Kid was 13 years old, had some cuts, but otherwise he's all right. To prevent a similar incident from happening again, the city is working to make the fence surrounding that building more secure. March Madness is officially over. There is a new men's college basketball champion.
Villanova wins the national title for the second time in 3 years. The Wildcats beat the Michigan Wolverines 79-62. Sophomore Deontay DiVincenzo came off the bench to score 31 points. He was named the most outstanding player of the game. The win gives Villanova its third national championship.
All right, so how do they celebrate? Just northwest of Philadelphia, you see the fans and college kids.
I see a light pole. Anybody climbing? Oh, yep. That's what they do.
It's a Philadelphia area thing. They did not Crisco that light pole, so people were able to climb up. You see a big fire as well.
Oh, what they set on fire?
I don't know.
What is that?
I don't know. Looks like hard to say. Hard to say. Yeah,
Michigan hopes and dreams just going up in smoke.
Must be it. So no word on any arrests. Not sure why we have to set things on fire, but
Philadelphia, quite a year for them in terms of championships.
Yeah, I thought you were saying in terms of fires in the street.
Oh, that too.
That as well, yes. We are